All right, what we got here? So, the term crashing out. I I think it's a good term, It's good. I like it. Very good. However, I feel like it's also becoming a sort of term that is losing a lot of its meaning, right? And I think part of the problem here is a lot of death of fucking meaning of language kind of a deal yet again. And one of the people that is certainly contributing to that fucking problem is, well, dumbass Asmongold and a lot of his fucking fans constantly like going into like people's comments and just saying like, you're like crashing out. You're crashing out, even though like someone is sort of like engaging with like a sort of reasonable position, even like can sound civilly, quote unquote, because for like whatever reason, people seem to think that you are crashing out if you're like yelling at your opponent. And it's just like that depends on the context, right? It's not always just like a categorical crash out if someone's just like yelling at another person, right? That's like a misappropriation of the term. And a lot of the terms that I talked about before in the death of language video, I'll probably stick that shit in the description, were terms specifically like simp, woke, DEI, and grifter. Was it grifter? I think grifter was one of the other ones. Simp, woke, DEI were definitely three of them. There was a fourth, and I think it's grifter. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember exactly. I have a bad memory about these things sometimes. Those are terms that basically mean anything. They can just mean anything in a particular context, especially with like woke and DEI. Well, we know what. Okay, we know about woke and DEI. Okay, woke and DEI is used as a pejorative for black people, right? They just listen. It's honestly woke and DEI pisses me off the most because it's just like, bro, we know you want to say N word with the hard R. Just fucking say it, dude. Just say it. Stop being such a pussy. Stop being such a little bitch. Say it. Just fucking say it, bro. And it's just like, woke DI, and it's just like, it means nothing. They can just like mean anything at like any point in time. It doesn't matter to like fucking conservatives. But like, what do we have here?
Oh no, he's complaining about me again? I've been kind of impressed. He hasn't talked about me for like 3 days.
The video game streamers, Asmongold.
He also thinks Asmongold is better than Hasan as a content creator for young men.
Crash out in 3,
Terminal
2.
nature.
Why? Okay, hold on. Pause. Why is activate Windows here? Who didn't get their fucking Windows key? What is this? Who did this? That's besides the point.
Of the Hasan derangement syndrome. Like this is something that I have noticed as well. A lot of these like supposedly liberal content.
Okay, question. How is this a crash out? Immediate question. He's immediately talking about a point, like he brought up something from chat, he laughed at it, and now he's talking about it. He's going into a broader overall point. How is that a crash out? I want an explanation from Asmongold fans. How is this a crash out? I don't understand. Right? I'm a little confused. Is it because he's talking about Asmongold? Okay, so then when anyone talks about Asmongold, that means they're crashing out? Is this like a really pathetical way to sort of try to, I don't know, attempt to shut down derision and people sort of like criticizing Asmongold, broadly speaking? That's a rhetorical question. Yes, that's actually what it is all about. They're just upset about the fact that their parasocial fucking roach daddy is getting, I don't know, criticized. I don't even know if like, okay, I haven't listened to the entirety of the point yet. I'm doing a little bit of reading into here, but it looks like Hasan is just kind of going off on a more general, broader sort of point. Yeah, disagreement equals crash out, which is stupid. Like, that's the sort of like doublespeak's not the correct term. The sort of like conflation that we're going with here. It's really stupid. Yeah, I'm engaging in a lot of anti-white critical racist theory to be honest. That is true, Boy Meets Mini.
Content creators are shepherding their audience to find right-wing content creators like Asmongold to be more permissible and better overall than someone like myself.
Have you ever thought the
Okay, that was his point is correct, by the way. Yeah, you quite literally are a starting point for the alt-right pipeline. Like, it's a little cliche to say that now, but that's Hasan's point. It is correct. He's not wrong when he's saying that. Due to all the like 3 IQ dumb fucks that you constantly watch, uncritically, like Yellow Flash Guy or Mauler or Critical Drinker or all these like anti-woke fucking dipshits. You know, there's a whole fucking list of them, okay? There's 7 trillion of them. You sitting there uncritically being like, yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's based. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, totally. And not really offering any sort of like point at all. And them constantly also thanking you because they know that they're getting exposed to a huge sort of like easily radicalizable audience. And here's the thing. I don't even know if radicalizable is a word. It's a word now. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. English is a malleable language. You can just make up shit. Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. It makes it such that you are giving permission to your audience to be able to engage in just these people who are complete grifters and charlatans. I've referenced this individual before, and I'll reference him again because he's a very, very good job at debunking a lot of anti-woke grifters, and that is the Birdman. He does a really, really good job in very substantively in terms of like media properties, right? Because, you know, I would not be as good at being able to criticize the anti-woke sort of grifters in terms of their like takes on certain movies and other media properties and comics and stuff, because I don't really engage with that medium as much. I'm just not interested in that medium as much. He does a very, very good job at criticizing those positions, wholeheartedly in line with, no, you're wrong because this is what this particular term means in terms of a comic book, or this is what this particular thing means in terms of the sort of like positions and actions and stuff that's going on in the overall broader cinematic universe. He does a very, very good job there. Now, where I would be better is probably like pointing out a lot of these sort of like political aphorisms, but Birdman also does a very, very good job at pointing that stuff out as well. So that's like my whole sort of shtick there on Birdman. Saying is just an easy scapegoat to try and justify whatever they say. It's like a really shitty straw man with no context. Pretty much, exactly. But let's see. We're just going to start from the beginning.
Better
here.
overall than someone like myself.
Have you ever thought the possibility that just maybe that's your fault?
Computer display exhibit A and B.
Notice how you feel safe in this community. Many people in here did not start off as like card-carrying Marxist-Leninists, okay? As a matter of fact, no one does.
So I think that people are a lot more radical now. This is a time, is an unprecedented time to really get others on board. And you actually wrote about this, and it was a great video where you talked about, you know, someone has to do it.
Oh, jeez, God.
This seems really out of context. I'm listening to this again. Like,
Overall than someone like myself.
Have you ever thought the possibility that just maybe that's your fault?
Computer display exhibit.
like, what do you mean that's his fault? Like, what does that mean? Asmongold, in terms of sheer output of content, you have 2 channels, right? Asmongold Clips and your main Asmongold TV channel collectively has about 5 million subscribers, I think. Collectively. You have significant more reach in comparison to Hasan. You've also been at this longer than Hasan has. That's also another factor. And also, you do not have as many fucking dipshits constantly trying to discredit everything that you're saying in comparison to Hasan. That's like the easiest fucking call of possible, right? So like, people who broadly speaking hate Asmongold and shit on him in videos. Lefties, video essayists, and I don't know, probably like certain subreddits or some shit. And like people, and like lefties on Twitter. In terms of the broader online ecosystem, that's a minority, right? That's not a lot of people in that sort of like ecosystem. How about the people that are shitting on Hasan? Ethan's giant community. Destiny's huge community. All the fucking dipshit slop tuber commentary channels. Anti-woke fucking dipshits. Conservative fucking commentators. And that's probably one of the easily the biggest ones. He's gotten shit from Charlie Kirk, Alex Jones, Ben Shapiro. Some of the biggest of biggest conservative commentators with huge fucking audiences in comparison to him. So that's not a fucking skill issue. This is a byproduct of the ecosystem that has been wholeheartedly captured by right-wing money. That's what it is. A lot of these billionaires pay these fucking goddamn millionaires to just put out so much fucking propaganda. a ridiculous amount of fucking propaganda in comparison to how much people on your side of the political aisle put out. That's the actual thing. It's purely a fucking numbers game. That's not a skill issue. Hasan is one guy. The left ecosystem that exists online is smaller and does not have a lot of institutional backing, if any. In comparison to right-wingers, which have significant more institutional backing, significant fucking, not handicaps, but, like, enablers, I would say, from the algorithms as well. That's not a skill issue. That's the rules being bent in your favor. That's not a skill issue. Silly to say that.
A and B.
Notice how you feel safe in this community. Many people in here did not start off as like card-carrying Marxist-Leninists, okay? As a matter of fact, no one does.
So I think that people are a lot more radical now. This is a time, is an unprecedented time to really get others on board. And you actually wrote about this, and it was a great video where you talked about, you know, someone has to do it.
Oh, gee.
I don't, like, again, like, with the overall broader point that I just said, I don't understand exactly just how those two clips have any relation to the position that's being outlined there. I don't think that's a skill issue. I mean, Hasan, to his credit, has been getting a lot more mainstream prominence. Like, he's been doing constant interviews with a bunch of different, like, journalistic outlets. Because they're never fucking interviewing your stupid ass. Like, you're never going to hit the mainstream. That's not fucking happening. I want to be optimistic. I'll be optimistic. I'll be optimistic and say that the media has learned their lesson to platforming obvious far-right dipshits and grifters. You don't really see Ben Shapiro's on much mainstream news, well, except for Fox News, but they're a conservative propagandistic rag, so, like, in terms of, like, the over broader, like, mainstream media ecosystem, I'm not really counting Fox News here, and technically in this sort of, like, position that I'm saying. I'm mostly talking about your New York Times, CNNs, MSNBCs, ABCs of the world. Those guys is who I'm mostly talking about. So, you're never fucking in the mainstream because your views are generally quite ostensible and wretched and terrible. I do think that Asmongold could very easily end up on Fox News. Like, 1000%. And, I don't know, he can just, like, go on there and gallivant about and say, like, some stupid shit. Like, whatever. That's, like, another thing. And this is a very good point that you're saying, Alex. Well, the media will go for more photogenic, less cockroachy right-wing streamers if they go for one. That's also a very, very, very good point there, Alex. Which I find very interesting. Why, like, he's kind of become the main sort of avatar. Let's go with avatar for the broader sort of, like, right-wing kind of, like, hopes, dreams, aspirations, goals. I'm going to say goals. Goals, I think, is the correct term here. It's very interesting that he's, like, the main guy for that now, when, broadly speaking, like, Asmongold is genuinely, like, ostensible, like, very unpleasant individual, like, broadly speaking, and it's just, like, basically, if you were to summarize Asmongold in, like, I don't know, one word, it's like, brother, ew, brother, ew, brother, ew, brother, ew, brother, ew, kind of a deal. So it's just like, it's interesting. It's interesting that he's the main guy. Well, it's more likely Asmon would be on Fox News because it's an entertainment channel and not an actual news channel. And that's also a very, very good point there, Zane. Very, very good point.
Jeez, guys, why does everybody think I'm a radical?
Design their entire worldview around.
Does everyone think that Hasan is a radical? I still don't understand exactly how he's crashing out here, right? Like, if we're okay, does fucking Hasan, if I used to watch quite a bit of Hasan back in the fucking day, was he a lot more radical? Yeah, probably. Has he changed his mind in terms of radical positions? No. Not really. I don't think so. I think he's always been fucking consistent about that. But again, his whole shtick is that he wants to bring people in and have people sort of like, I hesitate to use this term because I also made it a fucking a video talking about the alt-left pipeline. Very good video there by, I think, what was the guy's name? Ryan White? I think his name was Ryan White. I'll fucking stick that video as well. He's trying to, like, build some form of a political project. Not like an alt-left pipeline, because that doesn't really fucking exist, right? That's not how that fucking works because of, like, how leftist ideology, broadly speaking, works and disagreements people have, like, with one another. There's a lot of complicated reasonings for that, why it'll never materialize, but why there's always going to be a fucking alt-right pipeline in comparison, because it's just way easier to get into that stuff, and it's more heavily institutionalized as well in comparison to left-leaning ideologies. So it's very easy to build that sort of alt-right pipeline. That's besides the point. In terms of, like, Hasan being a radical, like, is he even really that radical? Like, you could say, like, oh, he did an interview with Monkey D. Luffy, a.k.a. Houthi Pirate, a.k.a. Timothy Chalamet. First off, okay, the Houthis were not considered a terrorist organization when Hasan conducted that interview. Second off, there is no evidence to suggest that Asad al-Radad, I think that's his name, or Hashad al-Radad. Hashad al-Radad, that's his fucking, I'm really bad with names. It has any connection at all to the Houthis. His last name would be al-Houthi, not al-Radad, if he was in the fucking Houthis. So, he more than likely has no affiliation, no association with the Houthis. So, okay, there's that. And then the Houthis got redesignated as a fucking terrorist organization during the first days of the Trump administration after Joe Biden took them off of the foreign terrorist watch list during his, in like February, I think. Yeah, in like February of his term. Like, right at the beginning of his term, Joe Biden took the Houthis off the foreign terrorist organization list. So when Hasan conducted the interview, he wasn't a Houthi. He's not a fucking terrorist. Because he just isn't part of the Houthis. And also, they weren't on the fucking terrorist watch list. So they're just not considered as a terrorist group. They are the main political body that leads in Yemen. So, silly? Whatever. Then there's, like, all this stuff where he's talking about fucking Hezbollah. As for, like, Hezbollah, has Hasan ever really, like, glorified fucking Hezbollah? He's talked about how Hassan Nasrallah is well-educated, which is true. He's well-read, well-educated, saying that he's more well-educated than probably most people in Chad. Is that a radical position? Like, I'm asking that genuinely. Is it a radical position to say that someone who is very well-read is a terrorist inherently? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's really weird. Like, I don't understand. Because that's, like, the position that Hasan was outlining during those, like, dumbass clips from, like, the content puke from Ethan Klein. That Hassan Nasrallah is well-read, and he's admitted before that Hezbollah is a fucking terrorist organization. It's like, yeah, they're a militant group. They are a terrorist organization, absolutely. They're on the list. Yeah. They've done terrorism. Yeah. He's said this before. So I find it very strange. Like, are these, like, radical positions? Maybe radical for, like, the stupid, dumb fucking Americans, because of how ridiculously to the far right the Overton window, broadly speaking, is in that fucking country. But that's a whole fucking different story. I don't think it's Hasan necessarily being radical. I'm failing to see in what way is Hasan radical. Does the point that I'm saying here broadly make, like, sense here? Like, I'm not seeing it.
Around like saying fuck Hasan, and Hasan is so scary, and that's the reason why you see so many go along with these insane narratives.
It's not an insane narrative. You were talking about the re-education camps.
Country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party. What would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
The solution to that would always be education.
Re-education?
Re-education, certainly, yeah.
We saw this.
That seems a little out of context. That's a little out of context. Interesting. There's already, like, historical precedent for shit like this happening, right? Capitalist countries rising up in, like, socialist countries, they got re-educated. Like, it's propagandistic or something. It's like it's a little weird, right? America already does its own fucking re-education constantly of like migrants that come into the fucking country. But you would say that's for this purpose of fucking integrating with the society. Okay, couldn't you make the exact same argument for, say, like Maoist China, the USSR? What about Nazi Germany, right? You could say that exact same thing, that all of them are getting fucking re-educated, right? Rather morbid way of putting that for fucking, well, I mean, technically speaking, yeah, in the fucking like Hitler youth camps, for example, yeah, that is the Nazis doing having re-education camps, right? Like, that's not ridiculous to say. They get at them young in order to like fill them in with the propaganda because it's easier for them to get to absorb the fucking propaganda, right? It's not like any like dissimilar in terms of like re-education for capitalist countries, or not countries, parties within communist countries run by a communist party, right? Like, that's not any different. Same shit fucking happened with fascist dictatorships. It almost seems like it's mostly a problem with dictatorship in general. In terms of like the re-education question of like what a communist organization re-educating a capitalist one, honestly, like, like, what's the point of fucking doing that? If your fucking country's already, I don't know, had the proletariat take over the means of production, is it really necessary to sort of have like to re-educate fucking capitalist sort of countries or stuff? Not countries, but parties at that point? I don't think so. I like it's a little weird. I guess like it more so works within the current time frame where we don't really have socialist fucking states. Maybe. I don't know if there's like a big capitalist sort of contingency, say in like China or something. I mean, it's kind of tough to say because like I don't like China's not fucking Marxist in any way, shape, or form. It's not communist in any way, shape, or form. Xi Jinping's not a fucking Marxist, so like, It's kind of just weird. I'll be honest.
Said it. This is all about me. He's having a bad day, I guess.
He's so based. He's basically defending Israel's right to defend itself, guys. Chat.
Bro, it's bad what happened. Does that mean Israel can do anything that they want? No, I never said that. But
he's lying here. He quite has literally said before in videos that might makes right. Israel is the stronger power against the Palestinians. So guess what? Get bent. Yeah, that is a permission structure. He's lying when he says this.
Pausing it as if I did.
Remember October 7th. That's what he's doing here, okay? Remember October 7th.
He's having a pretty bad day today, huh?
It's such a funny...
I'm still failing to see how this is a crash out, by the way. Going to the main overall broader point, like topic for this fucking goddamn vid. How is this a crash out? He's doing a voice. He's making a voice. That means it's a crash out. Silly.
Position to be in, by the way, where you're like simultaneously pro Adolf Hitler. You can't obviously also you're pro.
You are pro Adolf Hitler. Get the fuck out of here. Asmongold, you literally just said that there should only be European migration. Nah. Don't you fucking make a face at that, you little fucking roach. Nah. You literally just said that no other migrants should be let into the fucking goddamn United States of America, and said that the only people that should be let in are some European countries. You did the whole fucking white nationalist thing. In fact, I will literally pull up the fucking goddamn clip. Alright, where's the Destiny clip? Asmongold, white nationalist arc. So like Asmongold, like what's going on here? You literally said that the only migrants that you want within like fucking Europe is in this clip, like quite literally.
And so, for me personally, this is the way that I would look at it. I would not allow any migration or any refugees, period, for any reason.
Yeah, buddy. I wonder why people are calling you like saying that you're like Adolf posting. You said this. Why people might think you're a fucking racist. You said this. You said that. I wonder why people may be having a problem with you, Asmongold. Stupid.
Israel.
I'm pro Adolf Hitler. I'm pro Israel. I'm pro ethnic clean. That's okay.
Yeah, those are not incongruent fucking positions. Yeah, Benjamin Netanyahu is a Holocaust revisionist. He said that the Palestinian Grand Mufti was the main inspiration for Hitler doing the Holocaust. That is an explicitly pro-Nazi thing to fucking do. He's currently doing an ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians within the West Bank and Gaza. So, and you are also the same dude that said that Palestinians are an inferior culture. You've also made the fucking might makes right argument saying that, well, Israel is the stronger fucking power and force within that goddamn region, so they should be the ones fucking bombing the fuck out of the Palestinians because they're just stronger. Okay, so that's pro-ethnic cleansing. That's pro-Hitler shit. And also, well, with the fucking goddamn clips that I just played, that's pro-fucking Hitler shit. And you are pro-Israel. That's not incongruent. You are those things. Well, is this fucking dad or something?
Because he gives you so much content, please wish Hasan a happy 35th birthday. He announced this a week ago. Say to Hasan, wish him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Hasan.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, happy birthday, man. All right, see ya. Yo, bye.
Okay, it's just a dumb fucking little meme. Very, very cool. So, again, I'm still failing to see in what way has Hasan exactly lost it. His positions are correct, his points are correct, and he's describing you to a fucking T. In what way is this like an exact crash out? I ask you this, Asmongold viewers, in what way is this a fucking crash out? If anything, like, we can say that Asmongold not fucking engaging with any of the points at all and just seemingly doing a lot of cutting and out of context clipperinos and shit like that is more of a fucking crash out in comparison to Hasan talking about broader overall points about problems that he has with not only Asmongold but also liberalism. So that's not a fucking crash out. That's not what that means. Like I've said before, crash out is also now a term, I guess a set of terms, whatever, that's also starting to lose, fundamentally speaking, any goddamn fucking meaning. And it's because of motherfuckers like Asmongold why these are terms that are not having any meaning. Now, if fucking, I don't know, like, Hasan was going like, okay, then yeah, sure, that's a crash out. But he didn't do that. He was on message, consistent, and talking about a broader overall point. That's not a fucking crash out. He was responding to a fucking chatter, and then he went into a broader overall point. That's what you do in political commentary, and especially in like political streaming realms. That's a thing that happens. I don't like failing. This is not a fucking crash out. I don't see how this is a crash out. And Asmongold is just a fucking idiot because I don't know. He's just like a brain dead moron who doesn't understand what fucking language means. Don't think there's really much else to say besides that.